Hey little big heroes, and today we are going to check out the reveal trailer for MediEvil. And if you enjoyed today's video, why not give us a like? If you're new to the channel, subscribe to become a little big hero. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell to keep up to date with all of our latest videos. Now I have very fond memories of the PlayStation 1, but it wasn't actually my very first console. That was the Sega Mega Drive. It wasn't too long after that I eventually did get the PlayStation 1, and one of the very first games that I got for it was Rayman and MediEvil. And I think a lot of people also had the demo disc, which also contained MediEvil, so even if you didn't have the game, maybe you still played it on that demo disc. But it was probably one of the best games that I had on the PS1, especially at the time. When I was just starting out with those games, those 3D games coming off the back of the Sega Mega Drive. It was so new, so cool to see that you could actually run around in 3D with 3D characters. And the game itself was, at the time, it was quite creepy. I think now you can see that the game had a lot of humour to it. I don't know, it was just like making fun of every little aspect. I kind of picked up on it when I was younger, but the primary thing that I picked up on was just like how horrifying it was. The music, the environments, you're going through graveyards, you're going through cemeteries, same thing really, isn't it? Cemetery, graveyards. Lots of different really creepy places. Like I remember there was one time where you go through a farm and it's like with scarecrows and these farmers with pitchforks and things. And I just remember that every level there was always something new, something creepy. And I thought it was a really good game for its time. And so I think they recently teased it, I think it was about a year ago, at the PSX, the PlayStation Experience. And I think Sean Layden, he had a t-shirt on which teased that MediEvil was potentially going to come out. But now that it's eventually got its reveal trailer, I'm really excited to see how it looks. It's not even the first remake that they've made of the first MediEvil game. I remember back on the PSP, they remade the first game. I never played it, but from the footage that I did see, it looked like it was, you know, more comical. They sort of took out that sort of evil vibe and they tried to make it more humorous, a bit more cartoony. And I didn't really like the idea of that. So hopefully in this PS4 remake they keep the original atmosphere. I want it to be quite spooky. You know, it's not going to scare you, but I like the ambience, that sort of horror, you know, creepy kind of ambience. So it's not just all humour. You've got some creepy vibes to keep you going. As some of you may have noticed, they announced a classic mini PlayStation 1, and they recently revealed, I think it was 20 games for it, and MediEvil, surprisingly, wasn't one of those. So, you know, some people are saying, oh, that's because they're producing the remake, so they don't want to put the old game on the PS1 mini classic, whatever you want to call it. But for me, I thought it would have been good marketing if they put that game out, and then it could refresh people's memories about the game, so it could drum up some interest for the remake that eventually comes out. But alas, they didn't do it, so I guess they're just hoping that everyone will buy the remake just the same way as people did with the Crash Bandicoot trilogy and the upcoming Spyro trilogy. So without further ado, let's check out this trailer. Okay, so we're entering the cemetery. Here it is. There's a lot of people sleeping here under their graves. And I remember this was the intro section where you got to choose new game, load game, options, all that kind of stuff. So relive the adventure. Okay, now I remember this moment right here. So first off, the graphics look really nice. You know, it's still got that cartoony vibe, but it does look really creepy. I like the lighting and all the colours that they've used, and it looks like the moves are exactly the same way as they were before. So here's the classic scene here, and I mean, it's pretty much the same. Just that they've improved the lighting, the graphics, and let's see, the platforming. Yeah, even the platforming. The platforming was quite difficult. I always remember that. So, you know, on one hand the control scheme might put people off because it is quite old, but on the other hand, you know, people who are going to buy this game are probably people who already played the original or had some kind of interest in it in the past. So for me, this looks really good. It looks like everything I could hope for. Just like the Crash Bandicoot trilogy, I couldn't ask for anything more. So they seem to have updated some things, like the souls in the hand there when you saw it moving. I don't think it moved before. So yeah, that looked pretty good. I'm pretty interested. So coming 2019, so it's not too long. Hopefully don't leave it until Halloween next year. That would be a long wait. So yeah, that looked pretty cool. I mean, it was pretty much everything that I was expecting. Recently, Sean Layden, he put out a statement saying that a lot of people were getting confused between the terms remaster and remake, which confused me too, because when Crash Bandicoot came out, I thought, okay, that's a remake. But people were referring to it as a remaster. So I was like, okay, so a remaster is basically the same game, just that they have updated the graphics and that's it. Whereas a remake, they've did all of the graphics enhancements, but they've also remade the game so that the gameplay is different, the level design is different. And so Sean Layden said this is a remake. So because he said that, I thought that the levels would have a different structure, and maybe they do. Because they said remake, I was expecting the levels to be a bit different, but maybe they will be. Let's just see. But originally I thought it was going to be like a remaster, just updating the graphics. The control scheme would stay the same. It's just a case of updating the graphics and the technology, and that's good enough for me. I really enjoyed the Crash trilogy. I probably will get the Spyro trilogy at some point, and even though these games are just copy and pastes of the original, just with updated graphics, it's still quite nice. You know, MediEvil, it's been lost for a long time. Like I said before, the last game they made was for the PSP, where they remade the first game, and on the PS1 they only ever made 2 games, so you know, there was nothing ever on the PS2, PS3, absolutely nothing. I think you only got to see him in the Smash Bros clone. I think it was PlayStation All-Stars. I think he was in that game, but just it's just a little thing. It's not really a main game. So even though it's not MediEvil 3 or it's not a complete reboot, it's nice to see that they're finally bringing it back, and I really hope that it sells well. Maybe they'll remake the second game. I think that would be cool. I don't think the second game was meant to be quite as good as the first, you know, but I think, you know, I still enjoy to play both games again, and hopefully it can spark some type of sequel that we can see maybe on the PS5 potentially. So yeah, everything I expected was pretty much there. It's got better graphics, but everything else remains identical, and like I said, I'm quite happy with that. As for further expectations, based on what I saw in the trailer, I don't really think I have to expect too much else. I know pretty much what it is. It's just a remake of the game with updated graphics, and that's it. You know, trophy support and all that kind of stuff, but I'm not really going to go into it and think, oh, maybe there's going to be new levels or new bosses or, you know, new weapons and characters. You know, I think that's maybe asking a bit too much. So for me, I'm happy. I'm absolutely delighted that it's finally here, and it looks great. If they do add anything extra, then that would be really nice. But, you know, I'm not going to expect it because I don't want to be disappointed. So I look forward to playing that. We'll probably play that on the channel when the day finally comes. They only said 2019, so who knows when during the year that's going to appear, but rest assured we will be getting that on day one. And it's quite interesting because, as I told you guys before, once Dreams comes out on the PS4, we're going to be making a lot of content, and one of the things that I was going to make was a MediEvil remake or some kind of sequel. So it's quite funny that they're actually doing that now, so you know, I don't really have to do it anymore. You know, I'll just play that game. That'll suffice. It's sufficient enough for me. So what did you guys think of the trailer? Did it live up to expectations? Have you played the original before? And do you think that they should have added more? Or do you think it's good the way it is? Let us know down in the comments. And if you enjoyed today's video, why not give us a like? If you're new to the channel, subscribe to become a little big hero. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell to keep up to date with all of our latest videos. See you in the next video.